Welcome back to KSI Morning Brief. This is Mashood and joining with me today is Anjana to take you through the latest on world markets and news. To begin with, global markets. On Wall Street, the equity rally put the benchmark S&P 500 less than 1% away from recouping all of this year's losses. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rose 1.2%, the S&P 500 gained 0.80%, and the Nasdaq Composite grew by 0.83%. The Nasdaq hit a record high close on Monday, becoming the first of Wall Street's three main indexes to bounce back from the market crash caused by the pandemic. Financial, automotive, and retail-oriented and energy shares have been leading equity indices higher recently. European stocks fell Monday, giving back some of last week's rally as traders continued to focus on the reopening of the global economy. Up 7.1% last week and 2.5% on Friday, the Stoxx Europe 600 fell 0.2%. The German DAX at negative 0.22% fell 0.1%. French CAC 40 at minus 0.43% lost 0.2%, while the UK FTSE 100 at negative 0.18% rose 0.3%. Looking at Asia, Asian markets rose in early trading Monday following better than expected US job numbers Friday and an extension of oil production cuts by OPEC and its allies on Saturday. Japan's Nikkei at negative 0.62% was up 1.2%, while Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index at 0.03% advanced 0.3%. The Shanghai Composite at 0.24% rose 0.3%. We're having some latest updates from the United States. The National Bureau of Economic Research on Monday said a 128-month expansion, the longest dating to 1854, came to a halt in February. The recession has also begun the same month. The economy had tumbled into such a deep recession that some forecasters predict up to a record 40% decline in gross domestic product in the second quarter. In the first quarter, the economy contracted by 4.8%, one of the deepest declines on record. Next on global news, we have Anjana to bring you some latest updates.
Thank you, Mashud. Looking at global news, the UK has been warned by the pharmaceutical industry that some stockpiles of medical supplies have been used up entirely by the virus. Drug makers fear stockpiles cannot build back up again in time if the UK fails to strike a post-Brexit deal with the EU. Some other news in Europe, luxury car maker Bentley has said that it will cut 1,000 jobs in the UK. This will about a quarter of its workforce. The company, which makes its cars and crew, has offered all staff the chance to take voluntary redundancy. The move comes as the car industry faces a sharp drop in sales due to coronavirus, and Bentley has also struggled to be profitable in recent years. British Petroleum has announced plans to cut 10,000 jobs following a global slump in demand for oil because of the virus. The oil giant has paused redundancies during the peak of the pandemic but told staff on Monday that around 15% will leave by the end of this year. Looking at Asia, in order to spur consumption, Beijing launched a shopping event on Saturday that lasts until the end of the national holiday in October, during which 12.2 billion yuan worth of vouchers are expected to be issued. And that's it from global news. Let's look at the latest COVID-19 updates. Total cases around the world has reached 7.1 million, while death count is at 407,584. Total daily cases of 136,405 have been reported, with 3.4 recoveries. Meanwhile, in Sri Lanka, 1,857 total cases have been reported with 11 deaths, and 22 daily cases have been reported, and the total recoveries are at 990. Looking at the latest vaccine updates, Japan intends to roll out coronavirus vaccine to the public by June 2021. According to the country's health minister, the government aimed to accelerate deployment of the vaccine by building a production infrastructure before research and development of the drug has concluded. AstraZeneca ready to roll out vaccine in September. After early hiccups and observations, the researchers have now said that they are all set to roll out their vaccine candidate for the masses in months of September or October, with production of 2 million doses underway. Meanwhile, the New Zealand has lifted almost all of its coronavirus restrictions after reporting no active cases in the country. Under new rules, social distancing is not required and there are no limits on public gatherings, but borders remain closed for foreigners. And that's it from KSI Morning Brief. We'll be joining you again tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. Till then, goodbye.